In number 10, we're supposed to take this and transform it into intercept form, which we know is f of x equals x minus p times x minus q. And to find the x-intercepts, we would set our factors equal to 0. So we'd have x minus p equals 0 and x minus q equals 0. We'll add p, so x equals p, and over here add q, add q, so we'd have x equals q. Okay, so we want to factor first. We want to get it into factored form, which is intercept form. So we have f of x equals. Our first rule of factoring is to always look for a GCF. You see that 2 goes into all terms, so we have 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. And continue factoring. We have 2, open, close, open, close. Now I know, Savannah, you do it a different way. So you would take this and put it in that box that we worked on the other day and factor it. And Ariel, you and I did it a different way. And so the way we did it, we looked for the first number times the first number always gives us the first number. So 6x squared, that's got to be 3x times 2x gives us 6x squared. Then we worked on the last number times the last number will always give you the last number. So 2 numbers that multiply together to give you -5. Well, to get a -5, our signs have to be different. One of the signs would have to be minus, one of the signs would have to be plus. And to get a 5, 5 times 1. Now, last times last, -5 times +1 definitely gives you a -5. But remember, the trick is to make sure outside, inside are going to give you -7x. So if I multiply my outside numbers together, outside times outside, that gives me a +3x. And if I multiply my inside number times my inside number, that gives me a -10x. And when I add them together, when I add those two together, I get -7x. And that is what we wanted the combination of the two to be. So we have it factored. It's factored correctly because the outside inside worked. The first term, 3x times the last first term times first term, 3x times 2x gives us the 6x squared. And the last term times the last term, a -5 times a +1 gives us a -5, and then the outside inside worked. So we've got it factored. Now all we've got to do is set the factors equal to 0. Now 2 is a factor, but since 2 does not contain an x, we will not need to set it equal to 0. We only set the factors that have x's in them equal to 0. So 3x minus 5 is equal to 0, and 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. This is to find our x-intercepts. This is how you find your x-intercepts. You set the factors that have x's in them, set those equal to 0. So we add 5, 3x equals 5. Divide by 3, x equals 5/3. And there we have one of our x-intercepts. -1, -1, 2x equals -1. Divide by 2, and x equals -1/2. And that is the other x-intercept. And you could always check your work by going to Desmos. Remember Desmos? DESMOS. And you could type in the original function, and you can see its x-intercepts are going to be 5/3, which is roughly 1 2/3. Well, exactly 1 2/3, and -1/2. You can see that's where the graph crosses your x-axis. You can also come down here and type this one in where you factored it. It should be the same exact parabola and have the same exact x-intercepts. Okay, ladies, hope this helps. Have a good night.